I'm Harith Noah. I am a motorsports athlete. I race bikes. I do cross-country rallies. The main race I take part in is called the Dakar. It happens the beginning of the year every year in January. I just got done now, like a few months ago. And this year I won in the Rally 2 category and got 11th overall. So it was a really big step for me in my career, and I think the whole motorsports industry in India. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, now I'm here, but obviously I didn't wake up one morning and win the Dakar. So it's a long story, so I'll try to talk about the whole journey, how it started and how I got here, and a little bit about the Dakar. So it started in 2009. I think I was 16 years old. I just had gotten a motorcycle from my mother for Christmas. I was back home from boarding school. I was studying in Kodaikanal. And yeah, I hardly knew how to ride a bike with gear. I just knew how to ride a scooter. And there was a race happening on the weekend down at the paddy fields in front of my house. So I went down every day to watch them practice. They were training like 3 days before the race. And one of them asked me if I wanted to race. And I said yes, but inside I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. I hardly could ride a bike. But I then Googled what motocross, what dirt racing is. I still remember the night before the race, I YouTube what's important to win or how you can be good in racing dirt race. And it said that starts are really important. So when the gate drops, because you start all together, and when the gate drops, you go. So I remember going onto the field at night with my dad with the torchlight and practicing a few starts. And the next day was race day. I took part in the beginners category. And the start I got, I was first at the first corner, but that was it. And then everybody passed me, and I finished last. But that's how it started. And you know, like after that race, I didn't really know about like much about racing, like the national championship or the Dakar, but I just wanted to do it more, and I really loved riding a bike on dirt, and you know, when the tire slips and drifts and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get better at it, and obviously my parents supported me, which I'm grateful for. And then over the years, we took part in a few local races, and 2011 was the first year we took part in the National Supercross Championship. So that's like 6 rounds all over India. And one round is in Bangalore, Pune. It changes, but it's like mainly in big cities. So we got a real motocross bike with my dad. My dad obviously got me. And we trained, and the first 2 races was so-so. I finished 4th in the first one. In the second round, I finished 3rd, I believe, first podium. And the 3rd or the 4th round was in Chandigarh, which was very far from Kerala. So we used to normally drive to the races, like till Pune we go drive in the car, but to Chandigarh we flew, and we sent the bike in the courier. So we reached there, and I forgot my knee braces. That's the pad you put on the knees. And I remember so every race, every round has 2 motos, and it's the combination of both motos, the result for the day. So the first race I did pretty bad, and before the second race we had a serious talk, me and my dad. I think he got a little angry, and something clicked, and the second race I won. And from then on, the last few rounds of the championship, I started winning, and we won the national championship the first year we took part in the SX2 category, which was one below the top category. And then in the off season, like after the championship, TVS called me and asked me if I wanted to join. Obviously, my answer was pretty straightforward. I said yes, and we went to the factory, signed the contract, and I started racing with them. And then I just, over the years, I kept getting better. I wanted to race at a world's biggest level in Supercross, but it was not easy because Supercross is a lot about skill. And I started riding in 2009 where I was 16, and mostly all these guys who race at the World Championship, they start riding when they're 3. start racing when they're 5. So there's a lot of catch up to do. And then as I was racing Supercross in India, I won 5 championships over the years, and TVS started taking part in the Dakar, which was the biggest off-road race in the world when it comes to cross-country rallies. So since I was very young, my dream was always to, compete against the world's best in any sport. Obviously, ideally in Supercross, but in rallies, I thought maybe I have a chance there. So I asked my team if I could take part in a rally, and they gave me an opportunity in 2018 in Morocco. That was one of the last rounds of the World Championship. I took part in it. I finished it. It was a good race, not super good, but good. So that's how I started my international rally career. And 2020, I took part in the first Dakar. And after the first Dakar, I completely fell in love with cross-country rallies. And since then, I've done like 5 Dakars now. And it's been always up and down, at the Dakar. So to give you a small perspective about how it is, the Dakar, so it's 2 weeks long, 12 to 14 stages, depending on the year, and over around 10,000 kilometers over that time, and there's 1 rest day in between. So it's 6 stages, like this year it was 6 stages, and then 1 rest day and 6 stages. So it's physically super demanding, mentally, it's demanding in every way possible, and the chances of things going wrong is very, very high. May that be from a crash or technical errors, mechanical problems, or navigation issues. So when I say navigation, I don't know if every of you know about it, but so Supercross is like you start in a start grid with other people. Whoever finishes the laps first wins the race. It's pretty simple. But rally, it's a little more complicated. So you have to race through the unknown, so you don't know where you're going, except you have a road book in front of the bike, and you have to read the road book as you drive. And sometimes even do some calculations. So it's not just raw speed. So you need speed, but you also need the mental ability to read the road book as you are trying to go fast. So that is not easy, and that is why I feel in rally, that's why I started liking rally so much, because it's not just one thing that you have to be good at, and that's why I have a better chance of doing good at the world's biggest level, because it's not just riding skill, right? Like I said before, riding skill, I started when I'm 16 compared to the others, which is a little, short time. But yeah, so that's how rallies are, and I think the second Dakar that I took part in, I finished 20th, which was really, really good. I was very surprised. I surprised myself because one thing I do for races, or since I started taking part in Dakar, is I don't look at the results. So me and my psychologist, we decided on this. So how it works is I don't even use my social media. Someone else does it. So I just race every day as good as I can. I try to focus on the now, the present, and once the Dakar is done, I look at the results. So I was very surprised with the 20th, and then after that, the next Dakar was the same mentality. I tried to go in with the same mentality by trying to do my best every day. Obviously, it didn't go that well over the years, and last year was probably the worst for me, or not the worst, but the most difficult year, because I took part in the Dakar January, and on stage 4 I had a crash. I've had a couple of crashes in my life, but this one was a little different. It was not a huge crash, but I basically broke my vertebrae, my T3, but it was a stable fracture. I got airlifted to the hospital, and yeah, it was 1 month recovery, complete recovery on bed, and then another 2-3 months with the brace. So yeah, it was very difficult. And then I got back on the bike, I started riding, and I broke my wrist. And that's when I was like, why me, because I just got injured. I got back and I got injured again. Like I rode 1 week, hardly 1 week. So yeah, I started asking myself questions, but I kept my head down and kept trying to do my best every day. And then I went for the Dakar this year, and again, not looking at the results, I finished where I finished, and it was, to be honest, I really didn't plan this. I didn't go into the Dakar thinking I'm going to win Rally 2 or get 11th overall. It really surprised me, but it's something, what I took away from it is that a lot of things are possible in life. So, like, even if, you know, if you put your head to it, a lot of things are possible. You just have to be really determined and keep at it. I think consistency is really important, and take it day by day. You can't do things in a rush. Things take time. Like from 2009 to now, it's a lot of years. And yeah, just try to live in the present, because in the end, now is all we have. So just try to do the best every time you do whatever it is. I'm not talking just about racing, about studying or whatever you want to do in life. And nice being here. Thanks, guys.